So I will start. Welcome, everyone. We are excited to have you. Thank you for joining us today on our WCR State Education session on membership and events, where relationships become results. So for those of you who do not know me, my name is Renee Beechler, and I serve as your 2026 WCR Florida Education Chair alongside our Vice Chair, Alexis Boland. And there she is. Today's session is really about sharing what's working. We know that many of our networks are looking for fresh ideas to increase event attendance, to grow membership, and to create stronger engagement. And so this is really what this whole session is about. We have 5 amazing networks from across the state joining us today, and this will be a guided conversational panel. So there's no formal presentations, just real experiences, ideas, and strategies that each of you can take back to your network and hopefully implement right away. So we'll also be hearing briefly from our State First VP on budgeting and planning your events, which is State First Vice President Mindy Ravillo. And I see that we have our state liaison on here. Is that correct? Do I see? I got it a little in the notes here. Are you here? Yes. Oh,
Yes. Hi,
okay.
everybody. Denise is on as well.
Denise is on. Okay, great. Kashana, the state liaison for events and for membership. Shawnee, did I see? Are you on here? Okay. So anyway, our goal is simple. By the end of the session, we want you to walk away with practical ideas, maybe even some inspiration for some of you to step into a leadership role in the future in events and membership. So let's get started. So thank you for our executive line, state leadership here. We have President Denise Biebel. Thank you. I don't think State President-elect Catherine Sakis is on here, but we have State First Vice President Mindy Ravillo and State Treasurer Lorianne Minoff and State Liaison Natalie Derrick. So thank you so much. So to start, let's talk about the local network leadership roles and responsibilities. Kashana, since you're on, would you like to talk about that with the events? Our state liaison for events?
Greetings. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Awesome. I am so excited and honored to be a part of this call. Thank you so much for having and inviting me. And hello to everyone that's present. Events is such an important, critically important role on each and every one of your local networks governing boards. And the main reason why is because the event director basically focuses on creating some high impact, highly industry focused events. And they are the value that we provide to members, right? And so ideally, because you get together and you're gathering in these event spaces, whether it's a member only event or whether it's open to everyone, non-members alike, it is something that if you are doing it well, should be bringing your local network revenue, right? Your numbers, your money should be increasing. And also the member is walking away understanding the value, building a community and gaining leadership insight with opportunities for them to grow not only themselves, right, as a leader, but also their businesses as well. So it's a great position to have. And without that position succeeding well, no other positions are needed on the board because you will not have members to host. So ideally, it is such an important and critical position, not to say that the event director carries the weight of everyone, but simply to say that a great, successful year for an event director really just has them being able to capitalize a team, which ideally is a project team, and then leverage, the rest of the board to be able to initially and essentially have a powerful year.
Wonderful. Thank you. So, and I don't know if I announced, but so you are Kashana is the events director liaison. Thank
That's
you so
correct.
much.
It's just a fun title to say that I'm here to support and serve the events directors with successful events throughout the year.
Yeah, and we appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much, Kashana. And is Sean, I'm not sure if Shawnee is on here, but Shawnee is the membership director liaison. And Alexis, would you like to talk about the membership director role and responsibilities?
We
You're
can't.
muted. You're muted. Okay, so thank you, Kashana, for being on. So let me just talk. I cannot hear you, Alexis, but I'm going to just talk briefly about the duties and responsibilities. And I'm just reading this. So the position for membership director develops and implements a member recruitment and retention strategy to grow the Realtor membership base within the network. Number one. Number two, supports and follows through on our National Council membership marketing campaigns. Three, works with the governing board to establish membership recruitment and retention goals as part of the network business plan. Number four, oversees implementation of a new member welcome and orientation program, as well as a first-year member communication program using resources provided by National. Five, oversees implementation of a member communication drip system using tools and resources provided by National. Monitors and supports development of strategic partner benefit packages, manages membership project teams as needed to accomplish tasks, monitors and evaluates success of all membership development and outreach efforts, and reports to the governing board. Monitors membership reports received from National Women's Council for accuracy and follows up on any discrepancies. Also reads all national and state correspondence to keep informed of key matters affecting the local membership and assist in communicating key matters to members as needed. They attend the national and state women's council meetings depending on the budget and personal finances. Cultivates a team atmosphere within the governing board and leadership, encourages and inspires members to get involved and recognizes contributions, cultivates development of future leaders for the network. And so for the membership and the event director, they must be a realtor member in good, and also a realtor member in good standing. Must be a Women's Council Realtor or affiliate member in good standing. Has previous leadership experience within or outside of the Women's Council, and a PMN designation is encouraged. So, okay. So next, let's move on to the talking about the budget. So event budgeting overview. So we please welcome our state first vice president, Mindy Rovillo. Are you on? Yes, you're on. Perfect.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Let me pull this up. Okay, this one. And then I will share my screen. Okay, can everybody see that? Can you see it? Okay, this is a little interactive spreadsheet that I developed when I was actually a DVP right after I was president in Tampa, because my events coordinator just had a hard time with this. Not because she actually had a hard time with Excel, but anyway, I hope this helps. And if it does, you can use it. I'm just going to show you what it is. So basically, we can start with the expenses. So you can go up here and type in your event name, the date, and the time. And then this has formulas built in, so you can put in your estimated expenses. There's an estimated column and there's an actual column. So let's say, just for sake of example, let's say your room and hall fees, there's no fee for that. But we are going to have a $100 equipment fee. We're going to put that in. Okay. Flowers, maybe we have a flowers for someone special that's coming into town, $25. Food, if we're going to be paying $15 a head, we're estimating 50 people, $750. You can see these totals down here, and now up here, your estimated total expense is $875. Say we're bringing in Alexa Frame, we got to put her up in the hotel. So we have a hotel expense of $200. You can see it's adding it up. All right. If we wanted to do any other thing, transportation, stationery supplies, linens, all these fields you can edit and rename for specifically for whatever event. File, save as, event, breakfast at Tiffany's. So we go to the income column. It looks like with this the way it is, it's going to cost us $1,075 to have this event. On the income side of the equation, let's say we're going to sell our tickets for this event to 50 people. So we're going to do $20, $30. Okay. We're going to do 10 early birds at 35. Okay. At door member, maybe we just do those at 35. And we do them for all people, members and non-members. So that's
Excuse me,
$1,600.
Mindy,
Yes.
can you blow that up any bigger or no? It's probably me. I have bad eyesight.
Is that better?
Yes.
Is that better? Okay. Okay, so Renee, good? We good? Okay. So looking at that, we just put in the price of the ticket sales. And this is for your events person, just play around. Then you can go to this profit and loss summary and look. Your estimated income or expense is $1,075. Your income is estimated at $1,650. So your P&L for this is $575. So maybe that's not enough. Maybe you go back to income and say, okay, maybe we want to have 6 tables. So we're going to estimate that we have 6 tables, and 2 of those are going to be whole tables. So let's back that up. Put 2 at 175. If you have room in the back of the room, you can get vendors, local jewelry people, sign people. Make sure that this doesn't interfere with your deliverables on your strategic partners. Half a table, let's say we have 4 of those. We're going to do those at, I don't know, $85. Okay, that brings another $690 in income. Go over to your P&L. You can look. So now the profit on this event is going to be $1,265. If it doesn't break even or if it's not profitable, it's not worth having. It's just a little cheat sheet that a lot of people have been using that like it, and they invited me to show it to you, and that's what it is. So I'm gonna shrink this and bring up another one and show you an actual one that we used. And this was our event, Breakfast at Tiffany's. I'm gonna load this up. This was in May of 2023. And you can see our food was $1,300. We had blue boxes at $150. Our total estimated expenses were $1,450. And you can see we came in and put in our actual, because we estimated 50 attendees. We had 35, so our actual expenses were $1,191.08. It's nice to have that side by side. So load this one up. So on here, you can see we estimated 50. We had 31, the breakdown in the pricing, our estimated income, and our actual income. And then same thing down here. Our estimated and our actual. Profit and loss summary looks like this. So we know that we made $1,031 on that event, which isn't a lot, but it really keeps you, as long as you're having profit in your events, it's a positive thing. Are there any questions on this? Nope. Well, that's all I had. I had to present to you. If anybody wants it, I'm going to send this to Renee and Alexis, and they can get it out to all of you if you'd like to use it.
Maybe suggestion, could you send that to Beata? Beata,
Yes.
is that okay with you? And is this also found in the playbook or not?
No, it
No,
hasn't
okay.
made it that far.
Okay, great. Okay. So Beata might be better at sending that out than myself and Alexis. Just saying.
No problem.
Because
Yeah,
she
we
has
can
that.
add,
Thank you.
we can add it to the link tree as well. We can
I
add it
think that
because
would be a great
there is a
idea.
budget section in the link tree, so we can add
And
it to the link tree.
it's entirely editable. The formula cells are supposed to be locked. I think they're locked, but you can't mess it up. It's an Excel template, and we can, you just can't mess it up. So hopefully I'll see some of you tomorrow on the election procedures call at 10:30 in the morning.
Mindy, thank you so much. This is really valuable, and I know there were multiple people in the chat requesting this, so this was great. Thank you for being on here today. We really appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, so next we're going to our network spotlight, and we're going to be collaborating with 5 amazing networks. So let me just introduce the networks, starting with Christy Casey from Ocala, Marion County, Wanda Jackson from Emerald Coast, Didia Snyder from Daytona Beach area. I hope I pronounced your name correctly, and you can tell me if I did not. Kirian Duneva from Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and then Deanna Villarreal from Naples on the Gulf. So we're going to start talking. This is going to be an open conversation. We have some questions. We're going to talk about events, the engagement, attendance. We're going to talk about membership growth, systems and processes, value and culture, and advice in leadership. So, Alexis, my vice chair, are you ready to start out with some of the questions, some of the amazing questions we came up with?
I am ready if everybody else is ready. Can you hear me okay? Hello?
Yes, you're good.
Oh,
We can hear you.
okay, good. So probably one of the most important things with all networks is what are you doing to retain the membership year after year?
Now, Alexis, are you going to call on maybe one of these 5 networks so that they're going to have to unmute? And if somebody would like to answer the question that we did not call on, please just raise your hand.
Yeah, I would say raise your hand if you've got an answer and let us call on you.
So maybe we start with Christy Casey.
So your question is, how are we retaining our members?
Yes, I was down there with you not long ago and you had a fabulous group of people at the session I was at. So how are you keeping these people year after year?
So I'll be honest with you, we're struggling with our membership right now. And the amazing event that we did that Alexis is talking about actually brought new bodies, or I call them souls in our seats. They were brand new to the Women's Council, and there was a lot that was their first time actually even coming to a Women's Council event. And we got 3 new members from that event itself. So, it's going to be, you're constantly going to have to work your membership. You constantly have to engage them. I am learning this year that people are, I want to say, I talked to somebody about it yesterday. We're going back to the 1950s, and they want that personal connection. They want the invite. They want the personal invite to be a part of your network. They want to feel that we are reaching out to them. Sending a text message and sending a social media tag is not working with us. They want us to actually reach out to them. That's what I got.
Anyone else got any input on that? Want to say anything to add to that, what you're doing to retain? I mean, one of the things Pensacola started many years ago, as you all are well aware, and then Daytona has done a great job at R&D, was Top Gun. And that keeps people coming back every year because of the awards and recognition. I see Diana's got her hand up. Diana, what would you like to add?
Well, I think definitely something that has definitely worked a lot in our network is the fact that we pull out them a big list of realtors. We have access to, through DVPR, you or you can ask your broker, you have access to most of the list of active realtors in the board. So what we have done is we input that list into a CRM, and we are mailing our members, inviting them to the events. We mail them like once a month. Also, something that has helped a lot is our newsletter. Throughout the newsletter, we have gained a couple of members by creating engagement with communications. I have my membership director is amazing. She has a team of 2 girls that actually are making phone calls in a weekly basis, and she's holding them accountable of providing a report to her of how many people did she contacted and what were the results of those calls. Definitely something that have worked for us is being on call for these people. Keep them, like, rubbing them like once a month, or why not. We also have hearing feedback from members that they are disappointed because we're calling too much. So it is important for us to manage a CRM. If you guys don't have a CRM, probably in a spreadsheet would work, but definitely within a space where you can add the comments, and whoever are making those phone calls, that can be uploaded into a drive. So everybody that is making those calls are communicated whether or not they answered the phone and what was their feedback. It is important. And creating those important engagement in the events is definitely something that create engagement with the board. In our last event, which was last Friday, I'm sorry, we had a national speaker talking about YouTube. And the feedback that we got, we have approximately 12 non-members that were invited. They just saw the advertising and they came and joined, and their feedback was amazing. 2 of them, we gained 2 members out of that network, that event itself. And it's important for us to feel everybody special. From the moment they walk in and they register, and they are just a visitor, the fact that you can just welcome them and make them feel like they belong, because it doesn't matter what type of personality do they have and how outgoing they are. I mean, they're coming into a new environment for them, where they can be probably feeling uncomfortable. So it's good for us to welcome them and make them feel like this is a place to be.
Great.
Thank you, Diana. Anyone else want to comment on that, what you're doing to retain? I see, is it Dee Dee?
It's Dee Dee from Daytona. It's actually,
sorry about that.
Okay, it's actually Dee Dee Air. So just think of air, so Dee Dee Air. But Dee Dee is perfect.
Dee Dee works good for an old lady here.
It works for everybody. I'll touch on, you were asking about how do you retain memberships. I look at words, words have meaning, right? And I wouldn't use the word retain. I would say, how do we grow? Right? Everything has to have something that's moving things up and moving it forward. We have an amazing membership director and membership chair. The chair was the director last year, and the director was the chair last year. So they've had 2 years of working together to move Daytona forward. And I will say there are many things that make our network successful, but I would say first and foremost, it's our tools. What tools we have and how we touch our members. Like Diana said, and many other people can agree to this, and what you said, Christy, is you have to make that personal. It's truly about reaching out to these members and listening to them. What do they want to see? What can we offer, and how can we bridge that gap? And so I'm very proud of our current board. I have our event director, Renee Cowdell, on the call today. It's her first time in Women's Council, and she has taken event director by the horns. And every event that her and her team have done this year has sold out. And it's because they've created this energy around the vision and the belief and the follow through. And it is contagious here in Daytona. So
Well, that is
not
wonderful.
retaining, don't retain people, grow and connect with them.
So I see a lot of the networks are doing some of the things we're doing here, which is we're posting, sending out something to say happy birthday to our members. We are having member spotlights. We're also having strategic partner spotlights. And so everything you can do, as was said, to touch them in any shape, form, or fashion absolutely works. Invite them to be part of the program, to say the prayer, to lead the pledge, to be an ambassador at the door, anything that you can do to engage them. Did I see your hand up, Gladys? Or was I not looking at the right person? Somebody had their hand up and I think I missed them.
Can I add to what you're saying there?
Sure.
What you're saying, that's a great tool, right? The one thing that I really share with my board is the importance of making sure that everyone feels validated and seen. And so in our network, we're able to create many different tools that allow us to touch our strategic partners and our members. So exactly what you said, and it's so easy to program this just simply on social media. Birthdays, we send out sympathy cards. Daytona had a lot of loss over the last couple of months. We actually blew our bereavement budget and had to expand upon that because there was a lot of loss, and we wanted to make sure that members knew that we cared. So anything that you can do that allows those members to feel like they are valid, they're seen, and that you're providing substance to them through education and opportunities such as events, is really what's making the difference. And I just can't express, how important those simple things that you just mentioned make a huge impact. Seeing someone's picture for their birthday, seeing a spotlight in a strategic partner. Daytona did a tremendous job, and I'm so proud of the president-elect at Daytona Beach. She's going to be a wonderful president, and what she's done with strategic partners and the goals that we had in doing this, we have tripled our income, and it's because of the value that we are showing up and sharing with our strategic partners. So really looking at what value, and you have to get outside of that box, be within the Women's Council guidelines, make sure that we're following what the state wants us to do and nationally, but it's simple things that make a huge difference.
So Dee Dee, would you share your list of events with everyone? Would y'all like to see what they're doing that she says they're selling out on?
Yeah, I'm actually Renee, would you like to, Renee, would you like to speak? I'd love to give her the floor. She can share what she's done this year. Renee, are you still online? Putting her on the spot. There she is.
And I have Wanda with her hand up, so, we'll let
Yes,
Renee
I'm here
for a minute, and then we'll call
Yes,
on
she put me
Wanda.
on. Added. Sounds good. We have added a monthly coffee meetup. It's very casual. It's the first Friday of the month. It's from 9 to 10. We go to different coffee shops throughout the county. That's proven to be very successful. People drop in and network. Our Top Gun Awards ceremony was very nice this year. A lot of planning, a lot of paying attention to the detail. I have, a great group of women that all pitched in to help. So I feel like all of us together, working together, has made a big difference.
It has, and I'll add to that. Renee is being quite modest in her approach because she works diligently for our board and has gone above and beyond. And you asked, what was it that is making these things sell out? And it is truly the creative. When we're looking at different events, Renee takes that idea and then just explodes it. One of the things that was very important to me this year, being in Women's Council and watching the same things happen year after year, I was like, they all seem to work, but how can we make it even more accessible, more exciting? So we used to meet up at a car yard for our membership drive, and I thought that was very interesting that we'd go to a car yard for our membership drive where, for our strategic partner membership drive, whereas the idea is to bring our strategic partners and our members together so they can network. And Renee and her team put on an incredible strategic partner expo fair the beginning of the year. We had over 60 realtors, probably over 30 or 40 strategic partners there. And that event at the beginning of the year sparked this refreshing energy of collaborative networking, because not only do people want to be seen, they need to grow and they need to learn and they need to expand their business. So it is referral, it is networking, it is making sure that we're together. And Renee, you have done an exceptional job at what you're doing.
Thank you.
Dee Dee.
Trying to do things that
I'm sorry, Renee,
that add
if you
value to the realtors. I'll turn it over to you. I just, trying to do things that will add value to the realtors and the partners.
Yeah, because we're limited time today, I'd love for you to share a list with all of us, maybe get that to Beata and she could get it out if you don't mind, Beata. You seem to be the techie person here and we're sticking you with a lot of things. Let's hear what Wanda's got to say about this. I'll tell you this, I've been many times to the Emerald Coast meetings and they do a fantastic job with their meetings. So Wanda, go ahead and share what you wanted to.
I think in reference to retention and growth of membership, I think the intentionality is key. I do think, in a perfect world, we all send birthday cards and bereavement cards and flowers to people and everything because we know it all, but we don't always know it all. If you have a larger membership base, people don't always share all of that. And I would say that being intentional in the moment is also equally as important. We have started having our strategic partners as ambassadors for new members or potential members that come in, and so they walk them from the check-in into the venue and they introduce them to another realtor or another strategic partner, and then that person sits with them all day. And we as a board make sure we don't sit at the same table because we tend to want to. We love each other, we're busy, and we don't see each other, and then we see each other that once a month meeting, and then we're like, oh, I want to sit with you and have coffee with you, but we don't do that because that's not why we're there. And then the other thing that we have just has ignited excitement in our area, and I'm so happy because it was my idea and I didn't know if it would work. We do the WCR Roadshow once a month, and it's not our normal meeting, and it's in the evenings from 4 to 6, and us two strategic partners host it at their place of business. They host it, they fund it, they promote it, we promote it. We don't charge anything for it. And the last one we had was a rental management company, and they hosted it at a beachfront home, and our photographer, and they did $50 headshots, and we had 68 realtors come, and maybe 30 of them were members. So it was a place where people were finding great value. They were networking. We gained 3 members that week because they saw value in what we were giving them. You can't go get a $50 headshot anywhere. So unless it's your passport photo at Walgreens, but
so Wanda, excuse
yes,
me.
Yes.
So this is kind of like a business after hours for your strategic partners.
Yes, and they love it
us?
so much. Yes. So we're having that. We don't meet in the summer because of Destin traffic, but we're still having that road show because we're doing it up in Freeport, which we don't ever go up to, and in Niceville because there's no summer traffic there. And so we're going to those strategic partners' places of business, and they are so excited to show us those places that they do their business because we never go there, and everybody always comes to Destin for our meetings, and we've grown membership because they realize we're coming to where they are. So I think that's important. I don't know that every area has the bandwidth, but we do have systems and practices for all of our events. We have great events directors and a great events task force or team, but those things that we're doing different and new to bring value in the moment because people feel noticed and heard, and then to bring value in a separate space that actually doesn't cost us anything but building a Canva flyer and posting it on our socials. Doesn't cost us a thing because the SPs are taking care of it all. So
anyone else want to comment on that before we go on to another subject? So we talked about retention and keeping our members and making them happy. But what's one event that you do every year? Let's be brief on it so we can have time for more questions. What's one event you're doing every year that you repeat because it works, because your members love it, and maybe you can make a little money on it? Who wants to throw out something? I see Christy. You have to unmute, Christy.
Yep. So the one event that I can tell you that we do, and I just actually announced it yesterday, we do the State of Marion, which is it's kind of like a state of address on how our county is doing. So my lineup this year is I have our City of Ocala Mayor Ben Marciano, our Chief of Police Chief Belkin, our Sheriff Billy Woods, and also the new CEO for the Chamber of Economic Partnership. They'll all four be on our panel this year and talking to realtors about the growth of Marion County, where it's going, safety issues, anything. The floor is open for all the realtors to engage our four leaders in our community. So this is our fourth year doing this event, and it's usually sold out, and we actually get citizens that want to come to it also. So that way, because there's not really a lot of opportunity to get all four of these gentlemen in the same room. So it's a great event.
Thank you. All right, Carrie Ann, did I pronounce that right?
Yes, ma'am. I've only been with 2 years. Pardon me, I'm a little sick right now, but I've been with Cape Coral Fort Myers for 2 years. This is going on year 3, and the 2 years I was there, we did Christmas in July, and I know that they've done it in the past, and we have had a lot of success with that event. And we bring in a charity to do like a toy drive, and I think that that's one of the reasons that it is such a good turnout, because we're not only, benefiting ourselves, but also our local community. And that makes people feel better to be participating in something. And along with that, we're also doing a silent auction at the same time. So it gives everyone a chance to highlight different vendors and see different things, to mix and mingle while also contributing back to the community. So the last 2 years has been a really great event. We are usually, packing the room wherever we're at when we're there.
Thank you. Diana.
Okay, so
Hello?
definitely our signature event, and we have done it for 6 years now, is the Winter Wonderland. We typically do it in Robin Stock's furniture store. It's a high-end furniture store in town. We have got probably half of the money that we collect for the whole year is actually collected in this event. So it is definitely the biggest fundraising event throughout the years. It has improved, it has coming down. We plan to this year give it a little boost, changing few things, like tweaking a little thing. But I definitely think that the Winter Wonderland is an event. It's our signature event in the Naples on the Gulf. The second one is the fashion show, which is probably not as popular as the Sarasota, I have heard. But definitely we have a good turn down every year. Is one of the events that we get the most people, and we of course we partner with the nonprofit, and we do silent auction. This year we are actually collecting donation of designer handbags, used or gently used or brand new, where we're gonna be doing like a silent auction. And we also gonna be we're having Lily Polyester coming and bringing the clothes for it. That is actually our next event coming up. I'm so excited about it. It is a lot of preparation at the back of scenes, but it seems like if we always think ahead, we've been talking about, we've been circulating flyers and planning this event since last month. So we're talking about probably 2.5 months prior to the event in order for us to have a success event. And that's what we do in the Winter Wonderland too. The Winter Wonderland, we do it typically in the in the third week of November, and we start the preparations right after the summer. So it does take a lot of preparations, but definitely we have seen the beautiful outcome every year.
Thank you. Anyone else got something they think is working really good that they want to share?
We do our purse bingo every May, and everybody loves purses and loves to play bingo, so it's fun. And it's one of two events we have in the evening instead of the middle of the day. And our SPs bring purses, donate purses. We go around, we live near an outlet, so we go to all the Michael Kors and Tory Burch places, and they always donate something. It might not be what we want them to donate, but it's something. And it makes more money than anything else we do, the purse bingo. So
Anyone else want to share? I'll just share this. I started probably 2006 here in Pensacola, something called the Economic Summit. So it works much like the event that I forget who was talking about, so you'll have to forgive me. In that we have our chief economist from our university in to talk about the economy. We have one of our senior appraisers. And this year we zoomed in Brad O'Connor, who is the chief economist for Florida Realtors. So I would suggest to you, if you want to do something like that, we do ours in January to start off the year right, so that they get the picture of what our sales are like. We also zoom in Metro Market Trends, which is now owned by the Jacksonville Association, and they track the sales of every county and city in the state of Florida. And so they willingly give us their time. We make a little gift for them. You should give them a gift card to go eat something that makes them happy. But we will pack a room of 150 people to do that, and we get membership out of that, not money. We don't earn anything on that, but we do get membership from that. So it's just a thought, for whatever it's worth on that.
we,
Go ahead, Wanda.
well, so we do, our members love panels. Like they really want the authority on a subject to sit on stage. Last year, Alexis, we had you here and Denise, and we did a panel about leadership and where your business can take. I mean, basically, we should have called it the GOAT panel because y'all are all great at what you do, and that panel had a better response than anything else we did last year. Everyone loved it. Everyone commented on it. Everyone wants to do it again. And something that's actually happening right now that I have to go back to, we partner with our local association, and we have a local person that's certified to teach a PMN class. And so we've offered this year, and we wrote it in our budget, and our association's picking up the bulk of the cost, but we are offering the PMN class locally and via Zoom, and to every active WCR member, it's free. Now, why that cost us a little bit, we have 23 people on Zoom, one from California that found it on WCR's website. Heather is knocking it out of the park. We have 18 people in person, and it's the first time we've tried it. So we're trying new things, but this went really well. So well that eCar wants to do one in the fall, the negotiation one for PMN. And that's 7 hours of CE credit for Florida Realtors, and it's a PMN class. So things like that, I think our area just loves because we're very education rich and centric, and we have an association that supports that so very well. So it's not hard for us to do, but if you have the resources to do that, this turnout, we'll do it again and again. It's great today.
I will say that I've been approved to teach PMN for a while now, and I forgot about it. So I might get on the bandwagon so I can do something here locally too. Christy, you want to chime in?
Yeah, I just want to let everybody know, and Wanda said it earlier, but we all bring different perspectives about events to the table, and every area that you're in is different. It's a different temperature, it's a different table that you're setting in your area. And don't be afraid to step outside the box and do something different. If you've seen something that was working 5 years ago, but it's not working today, don't be afraid to change it up. For example, I was at an event yesterday in the community and somebody came up to me and said, hey, when is the Women's Council doing a Mojing? I can't say it. Event.
Mahjong.
It's a huge thing right now. Like I didn't even realize how big it was. But there is the Ocala Country Club has 78 ladies that meet there once a week to do this. So now I'm like, okay, well, we got to put this in there somewhere because I don't want to miss the opportunity to capitalize on something if it's prevalent now. So don't be afraid to do pop-ups or to step outside the box and think different because you're going to do great. As long as you're 100% committed and your team is on board, you will do amazing stuff. So just don't be afraid. That's all I got to say.
100%. Yes.
Just how many of you people, oh my God, Alexis, go home. How many of you are actually polling your members a couple of times a year to get their feedback on events and to ask what they'd like for events? If you're not doing that, that's a good suggestion because it keeps them engaged. It makes them feel like they're being asked. You're asking their opinion. So, you attended our Mahjong event. What'd you think about it? And get some feedback from them. And that'll let you know if you're on the right track. Also ask them what what events they'd like you to bring. Sometimes they come up with things that you've never thought about before. And, then you can put something together. And I would say, Christy's absolutely right. Take a look at what's happening around you, not just in your local area, but on a state and national level. Because when we went through the lawsuit and found the results in March of 2024, we began with Women's Council here, starting to do classes on what's it going to be like to do this buyer broker thing. We had attorneys on the panel. I zoomed in a past national president of NAR. We even did that for Jacksonville Women's Council, and Jacksonville had 354 people on a Zoom. So whatever's coming down the pike right now that affects your members. So for example, we're going to be presenting, and Renee has put this together, something on appraisals. So can we give a short commercial, Renee?
Oh gosh. You're putting me on the spot. Yeah. So just really talking about appraisal and lender trends right now, what's happening. And the focus for our education really is including our strategic partners so that they can bring value and talk about that. But there is a lot to talk about appraisals and lender and the pitfalls, what's happening in the market right now. So we're really just kind of putting this, it's work in progress right now, but we have two great strategic partners that will be on the panel, and we'll definitely be sending more information on that. But Alexis, I love what you were talking about regarding the survey. And I think Kashana, you had some input you put into the chat. Do you want to share what you're saying about how to gather some of the survey?
Yes, absolutely. I'd love to. So basically, just playing off of what Alexis was saying, the survey can be given, if you're not sending it out via email, you can easily do it every event. So if you have 6 events a year or 7 events a year, you just create a QR code for that specific survey, and you can leave it either at the registration area. If you have an event that has tables, or even in the restroom, they can just scan the QR code and go straight to the survey and you can create it on a Google form, or you can create it SurveyMonkey, and it could take them straight to the survey. And before your next meeting that's post event, you can have the feedback from the attendees while it's fresh on their minds, and they can let you know, we thought this was useful, we thought it was relevant. If you ask them, what are you looking forward to next? It could be a meetup that is cost effective for you that we're not even thinking through, because we're thinking so much higher. And people right now are just looking for community. There's a lot of realtors that have had rough year after rough year, or, you know, their brokers are not providing them with the education that maybe some of us have on an everyday basis or are exposed to, and they just want to have no basics. You know, they want to have a mentor, a mentee, or, you know, they just want community. So I think it's a great way to be able to receive that survey feedback almost immediately.
Another thing on that survey I'd like to share is if you give a door prize, if you have a prize. So if you fill out the survey and get it back to us by Tuesday afternoon, we're going to have a drawing and we're going to give away a $25 gift certificate to lunch somewhere. They'll respond a little quicker if you offer them something, especially, you know, realtors like to eat. I know that you had a ton of questions, Renee, that you wanted to get through, and I've run my mouth too much. So I'm going to get off here and let Renee
We've
go
gone through like 4 questions. We have like 27, but that is good. And all of which we discussed was none of the ones we sent to our panelist speakers. No, but that's great. Denise, did you have your hand up? I thought I
I
saw.
did. Yeah, Denise from Orlando. Eileen is she's on, but she can't talk. But we want to let you know that one thing that we're finding good for us would be collaborations. So we've had 2 this year, one with one of our networks, Volusia, and a Full House. And then just last month, we collaborated with different real estate organizations, NAREP, us, and I think one more. And we had a standing room. They had to take chairs in from other rooms to sit down, and people buying at the door. So that was a huge one. And I mean, the feedback was unbelievable. So
That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
So when we're talking about the events and engagement and attendance, as we know, we're really trying to focus on the education, bringing value to our members. So I just want to kind of turn it towards the education events. We talked a lot about fundraisers and more of the socials, but would anyone, I'm going to talk about the panel, the 5 networks. Carrie Ann, Cape Coral, Fort Myers, of the questions I sent you regarding events, is there anyone that you want to share from your network? I know that you were last year the events director, so you can choose any of those questions I sent you. How about that?
Yeah, so you had mentioned there was a question about what helped increase attendance, and I also like the question like what type of events were the members actually showing up to? And I think that those kind of go hand in hand because I noticed that for us last year, our Thirsty Thursday events were having the most attendance. They were actually showing up to those. And if I have to look back, I think it's because it was um there's no cost to be there. And it's also fun and it's like a fun and exciting thing. And it seems like there's no pressure. And I think that it takes all of that like commitment fear away from it. That they just can show up and mingle and they know that they're going to be able to talk and drink and have fun instead of like sitting and listening, or it gets a little awkward, like, you know, like where do I sit at the lunchroom kind of thing when you're going into a new place. But at a Thirsty Thursday, we're all very comfortable going into a bar and just mingling and things like that. So we saw a lot of turnout. Actually, we had one where we thought we were going to need like this much space, and we ended up taking up the whole entire like room, and it was really wild. And it was really exciting to see that. And I think the reason people are coming to those events with that question is there's food and drinks provided. That's something we've noticed too at other events when food and drinks are provided, especially the alcoholic kind. I know not everybody is a drinker, but the average person does enjoy doing that, and it kind of takes some of that performance pressure off of people. And then when there's some form of entertainment, I've noticed we had a lot better feedback with those events as well. I brought in an acoustic guitar player to do some singing for us at one of our events, and we got so much good feedback from that. So because I think it helps like fill in the gap between the different speaker when you have people who are speaking and then you have things to do and that kind of like awkward silence, there's entertainment for everyone to turn to and bond over. Oh, I love that song. No, I didn't love that song. And it reminds us that we're all human and just trying to be friends at the end of the day instead of having such a um an agenda. So that was something I just wanted to mention.
No, that's wonderful. No, that's great. Anybody else? Does anyone else want to speak about anything on the questions, any of the questions regarding the events, the engagement and attendance? Christy or Wanda or Dee Dee or Diana, anything else before we move forward to the membership growth? Because we do have several categories here. So Dee Dee, did you want to say something?
Yes, I think one thing that Renee implemented this year was to make sure we got people to sign up. And I think that that really helped with expectations at the events, whether they're educational, fun, or other. We got to see who was participating. And if we needed to outreach, we could. If we knew we were over capacity, we knew we were. And so having that Zephy link, I think, is what Renee has established, a sign up to the events has been very helpful.
Oh, that's great. Now, one other question I want to ask is, are you preparing a budget for each of your events? And are you breaking even? Are you making money? Does anyone want to share their experience in their network?
I think
I
Christy
would
has
say
her-
we do have a budget for each of our events. I'm sorry.
Oh, who's speaking? I'm sure. Sorry. I'm not sure.
Renee, I would
Renee, go ahead, Renee.
thank you. Yes, we have a budget for each of our events, and so far we have been under budget at the end of each of the events. We've not spent all the money, so we've done a really good job of keeping that in balance.
Great.
I pay close attention to it, so.
That's wonderful. Diana?
Okay, we actually haven't been able to cover the cost of our event with just the ticket. However, the budget that we have for the event for the last one, we were very close to it. And then there was a first one which actually we tried to get out of. I mean, there was a misunderstanding with the room, and we got off budget very bad. But I think the strategic partners and the money that we have collected throughout the year has carried us on. However, definitely I think that in each event we've been over budget for like 1 or 2 grand. Yes. It has been hard to come up with a budget when we have I mean the cost of the ticket, we haven't been able to actually pay for the room with only the cost of the ticket. So we are always in like exceeding that balance for some reason.
So are you getting sponsors for some of these events in addition? So my question would be your sponsors versus how you're getting your strategic partners involved, but maybe
Yes.
sponsors. Go ahead.
I mean, when we look at the whole picture, we already have collected the whole money for the whole entire year through the strategic partners. So we definitely have that to balance our out. But unfortunately, with only the sale of the tickets, we are not able to cover the event. We always have to go back to our fund to complete with the money that we have. But when we look at overall, we're coming from a big hole in the Naples on the Gulf, so I think we're doing good, and I'm looking so forward for our next event, which is the fashion show, because I'm hoping that will get us in balance.
So I'm just going to make an assumption. If your ticket sales, so you projected a certain amount of attendees, and the actual attendees was not what you projected for that particular event, so therefore the cost of the event, you're not breaking even, which is really the goal of the education events for the year, if it's not a fundraiser. But then are you going back and re-looking at your projections going forward and looking at your expenses?
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is that unfortunately with the ticket amount that we proposed in the beginning of the year, and we have the ticket amount that we're charging for the members to attend to the event, that basically cover their lunch portion, but it does not cover the additional like decorations and room and speakers. And so we are always a bit off of that price. It's not that there's no money for it because we do have money in the network and it's very close to our budget. However, we're being always over the budget.
So just what, and I'll let any, if another network would like to talk, but just as a reminder to everyone, for the state has a list of speakers that, that you can utilize as well for every network to know that. So you can go on the link tree and find our state speakers. And I think what you're talking about, membership, getting members to attend has been a little bit more of a struggle this year, which we all know. And the cost of food and expenses have gone up. So,
Definitely.
really the ticket price has to cover wherever you're going, the venue, or you have to change the venue or look at, the cost of what you're spending on the food. So, it is a little bit different than what's happening in our market right now, in our profession and just the cost of goods,
Right,
cost of food.
right.
So thank you for sharing that. Does anybody else, before we move on to membership growth, to get through some of these questions, anybody else want to share? One more question I wanted to ask. Have you tried something that didn't work, and what did you learn from that? Any particular event? Does anyone want to share that? Because obviously we've all been there. Does anyone want to share that?
Renee, I
I
just
can
want to make
share
a quick
one.
comment.
Oh, yeah,
I just
President
want to make
Denise. Yeah.
I just want to make a quick comment. So, based on what Diana was saying, my recommendation would be, and again, I'll use Dee Dee as an example, and I know we do it in Ocala, use your partners. Do you have builders that are willing to have events at their locations? They will not charge you. They want you there. I know in Daytona, they did it at a car dealership. Use your partners. Think outside the box, because if we're spending too much money on the venue and the food and we're not making money, then why are we doing the event? We want to at least break even or make a little bit of money. So kind of think outside the box is where can I have, and I know Naples is a whole different ball of wax compared to Ocala when it comes to expenses, but who can you use down there? I know you do the Robin Stuckey every year, which is a huge event, but who else can you use in your area that they would do it for free because they want the exposure, because they can't get that kind of advertising anywhere else for what it would cost them to buy food and have you in their public place. So kind of think outside that box no matter what area you're in. I know here we have several events at DR Horton all the time because they're willing to bring food and do everything, and it doesn't cost us a dime. So, and I'm sure Christy might have been, that's what Christy might have wanted to talk about. But just kind of think outside the box, because I think it's important that you have to be able to at least break even. I mean, you may not make a profit, but at least break even, because if you continue to lose, then you're never going to get ahead of the game, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
especially
Christy. I
on
know
the,
yeah.
is Christy speak? Christy, did you want to speak?
Well, I was just going to say the same thing because, we have the Ocala Police Department, and they have a community room that seats up to 150 people. So we're doing a realtor boot camp on Friday, and they're giving us the room for free. And one of the sergeants are coming in to talk to all of the realtors about realtor safety at lunch. So it's kind of like, we're giving back at the same time that they're giving us the space. But use your strategic partners. That's what we're doing a lot, is we're calling our strategic partners. Title, for example, we want to do a class on deeds and zoning. They say, okay, we'll put it together. They get the speakers, they provide lunch, they put our logo on their flyer, and then we share it and we get souls in the seats. So and it didn't cost us anything, nothing. So get with your strategic partners because they want to do it.
Yeah, that's great advice. And you owe it to the strategic partners. And just to remind everybody on education, this is to break even. You're not looking to make a profit you're bringing value to the members, right? Your fundraisers, your 2 fundraisers a year is completely separate, but bringing value and utilizing your partners, because, without your partners, you're in trouble, right? We need our strategic partners. So on that note, does anybody else want to comment or share before we move on? Go ahead.
Hi, how are you? Happy Wednesday. This is Isabel from the Osceola region. This is my first year as the event director. But I was going to say the same as our president. She was saying, and for me, the important over here is the relationships that we have, the sponsors, the vendors, the partners. But one of the things that I want to mention over here is that we have a wonderful president this year. So she has lots and lots of relationships. So I wanted to mention Gladys Tires. So thank you.
Woohoo! Awesome. Awesome. Love to hear that about Gladys. Okay, so now we're going to shift a little bit about membership growth. So here are my questions. How do you convert event attendees into members? Who would like to start? Who would like to answer? Anybody?
I can.
Okay.
Go, Debra.
Oh, Gladys, okay.
Yeah, good afternoon. Yeah, I didn't want to because I know you have other networks have some questions, but what I have noticed, and probably I have even one of the new members online, is to right away involve them. And I have the body system. That's something that I talked to my old board to have assigned members, new members, to start talking to them and involve them. That's the first thing to be done. Put them immediately and to do the talk about the pledge as you mentioned before. So for me, that we have in the past 3 months, we have 8 new members, and it has been in every event as everybody's doing the 2 or 3 members, but it's based off the value. But for me, the body system is to, as soon as we have a new member, assigned to one of the either a board member or another member that has been in the network for a while, and that way help them to continue.
That's great. Thank you, Gladys. Thank you so much. I'm gonna Christy or Dee Dee or Carrie Ann or Diana regarding membership growth. Do you want to speak on any of the questions? How do you convert event attendees into members? How do you keep members engaged after they join? And do you have a follow-up system for guests or new members?
So the one thing that we did put into play last year and is going very well this year is an ambassador. So this ambassador wears a sash, and at every event, every education, she has the sash on, or he, and we will ask our strategic partners to be the ambassador, anybody who wants to be the ambassador, because that person is just making sure that everybody is loved on in that room, that nobody is sitting down before a meeting starts. I mean, I learned this very young. When you go to a meeting, never go in and sit in your chair. That's your opportunity to be networking and getting to know everyone. Do not go to your chair until it's time for that meeting to start. So teaching our ambassadors that to be good stewards and to go around and just keep engaging everybody. If it's a new person, take them to somebody and introduce them to somebody else in the room. And then our follow-up is we're sending out handwritten cards to anybody who does attend the event that has not attended before. And also the membership director is reaching out to them directly to invite them to our next coffee chat, which is the second Friday of every month.
That's great. Thank you, Christy. Thank you so much for sharing. I know that Wanda had to leave, everybody. She went back to her PMN class. Dee Dee, Carrie Ann, or Diana, do you want to add any comments regarding the
Sure,
membership?
I'll share. One way that we keep our members engaged and try to help grow new ones is kind of in the same breath is to ask other members to be greeters at events to help with the sign-in sheets. Similar, I liked what someone had said about like the buddy system, actually like going with them from the door. Maybe we can implement that moving forward, but that was something that we do so that there is someone always at the front greeting, saying hello, making sure that every person is getting touched on the shoulder when they come in, but also getting the current members we have engaged by asking them to participate in our events.
Oh, that's great. Thank you, Carrie Ann. I love that. Dee Dee or Diana, anything else that you want to add? If in regarding membership growth. How do you convert event attendees into members? How do you keep members engaged after they join? Do you have a follow-up system for guests or new members? And or what has been your most effective strategy for growing membership? Diana, do you have your hand
So
raised?
basically, as I said, I'm actually have my membership director here with me on the meeting, and she's joining us. And it has been a struggle because unfortunately, when we from last year, we lost a lots of members in our board. Because we went through a transition with the president. So we are kind of like getting back in our feet this year. And it has been a challenge. It truly has. Try to re-engage previous members. But the way how we are currently follow up, as I mentioned before, is just with emails. We have our Leaders magazine with the events that is going once a month to all the members. We created a WhatsApp group to all of the members. So probably overall communications, I will say, between the newsletter, keeping the constant content with the emails. I mean, I think communication definitely is a great factor that we implemented this year just to make sure that everybody knows and I mean is on the know of what's going on with the network. So and then phone calls, following up phone calls. I don't know, Olga, if you want to probably say something that I'm missing in regards to a membership, or how do you actually work that out with your project teams, because you guys doing a great job.
So, like Diana said,
Oh, Olga, we're having a little hard time hearing you. Do you want to turn up your volume?
so like Diana said, we've been having a little bit of difficulties keeping the membership up. We are seeing an increase on members joining in our network now. It seems to be like it's working, but new members, not people that have been in the network before. We are following up, all of our events. We are calling every single agent that we know. We ask for their feedback regarding the events. We send emails and ask, what would you change? What did you like about it? Is there anything that you're looking for? What type of educational event would you be interested in? That has been the main um, concern of our members. And when I was calling to get get them to renew their membership, they were telling us, okay, I want to know what is going to be different this time around, and what do you guys have to offer. So right now we are showing them what we offer and what we have in play, that whatever happened in the past is in the past, and we are growing in a big positive way. And for that, I need to give Diana my heart and soul on that, because when we feel like we are like really bad and we're not getting the responses or the getting the members to join, she is always like, nope, I don't want any negativity. We're gonna make it happen. We're gonna make it grow, and this is gonna happen. I don't want to hear anything. So for that,
Great.
I do love
Yeah.
that, and she keep us going, and we have a great team.
Yeah.
It's not only me and um, the 2, 3 girls that I have that are working with me on membership, but we have a huge team pushing
Yeah.
the network forward. So I'm very proud of
Nice.
the Naples on the Gulf, and we're gonna
Well,
make it. We're gonna make it great
yes.
this year.
Olga, thank you for sharing. And I think that a lot of networks are experiencing the same. There's definitely struggle going on with membership and, you're doing all the right things. And thank you for being honest, right? And vulnerable, because we're all here trying to help each other and to grow. So I think, many of the networks are experiencing the same thing. Alexis, you had some input, but you wanted to talk a little bit about membership and growth. I see you're putting in the chat. And then let's move on to more systems and process because we have a few more categories I just want to cover. So you had some things in the chat. Do you want to talk right now?
Well, no, I just threw a few things in the chat that seem to, have been working not only for us here in Women's Council, but for other groups that I belong to. And that is get your members engaged, get them assigned to a committee, ask them what they'd like to do, get them involved immediately in doing something. And then we started an interactive Facebook page. I know that National doesn't want us to do things like that, but I have a local, for example, with CRS. I have a local CRS Facebook group where we mastermind and we share and et cetera. So you can outside of, and President Denise, don't kill me for this. You can outside of, Legal Beagle, whatever you're doing, you can create a local mastermind group and invite all of your women's council members to join and then have a mastermind that they can participate in where they can ask questions. I got an issue with this, talking about their personal business. I'm not talking about women's council issues. I'm talking about, I got a seller that won't price it right. What would you say? So where they can interact on their business. So create something like that if you can.
No, I like that, supporting our profession, our industry, because right now that's what all of us need, right? I completely agree with that. The collaboration and even with your local network, a local board is really important too. Would you like to talk about, my vice chair, would you like to talk about systems and processes and ask some of the questions?
I would love to talk about that. We did hit a little bit on systems and processes before, of course, having a budget for your events and all is a system and a process. Having a CRM was mentioned, but I think that part of your game plan is to decide what you're going to do, how you're going to keep up with people, and whether you're using a spreadsheet or you have a CRM or you're using Constant Contact or something, you've got to have something that you do consistently. I think the biggest complaint we receive from any organization with members is you're not consistent. Oh, we think of something, we throw it out there, and then they don't hear from us for 4 months. So who has systems in place that, they want to share with us? Now we've got 12 minutes, so y'all are going to have to not be as wordy as I am.
Here in Cape Coral, we use Cape Coral Fort Myers. They use a Eventbrite to host all of our events, so that we can ask people to follow us on Eventbrite and see that. And so we've been consistent with that throughout the years, as well as using, I think MailChimp is one of them or something like that. I know we have one particular platform that we use to send out all of our emails so that people get used to seeing the same thing from us.
I see something here from Tampa has another level of communication by having a WhatsApp CC. Posted that.
That's me, Elena. And it was just from feedback over the last year and a half that people wanted to hear things in real time, or they don't get the emails, they don't read the emails, whatever it is. So just giving them another level of communication available. And WhatsApp is my favorite flavor, free. So we created a Tampa chat where we have one that's like just for events group in there. We have one that's, hey, pitch your properties or buyer needs. Hey, here's one for our strap partners to put their events in there. So it really helped engage not just the members, but our strap partners. And we're still using all the other levels of communication, email, Facebook, um, all those others. But it definitely has helped, especially with getting a couple of my members on the call today with, hey, don't forget.
Nice. Diana, you have your hand up.
Okay, yes. So, well, as I said, WhatsApp, there are a few communication channels that our board have introduced this year that we probably didn't use as much before. One of them were the newsletter, as I mentioned before. We didn't have a newsletter, and I think that monthly our members are getting like the summary of what's going on and what is to come. We have a new member spotlight. We have a strategic partner spotlight, a nonprofit organization. Our partner corner and things like that we manage through the newsletter. We also have the Leaders magazine. I have one of the leaders in charge of developing magazine, basically to talk about events before the previous event, just to we can engage people. And in a weekly basis, we are sending out constant content. Through constant content, we send emails just to keep everybody on the loop. And we have this new system that I actually acquired through Gmail, and it's just to be able to send GMass. It's called GMass, and you are able to send mass emails personalized. So we created a template and we put the name of, and it gets automatically personalized each email, and we are able to send 100 emails per day. So that's what we have done for basically to invite to our previous events. Another system that we have incorporated this year is Cefi. We used to do constant content for years, and we decided to switch it to Cefi because we're saving money on the tickets, and I think it has been a great program. Not just to save the money on the tickets, but it has a lot of things. We also come up with a system this year, which was our membership VIP Advantage. We had it open for the first semester, and it was just launched. It was just terminated last Monday. So this was an opportunity for all of those members that complaining about having them to pay the membership in addition to pay the event price. We have everything, like the whole year, paid ahead at a discount price. And we were able to secure, I believe, 11 or 12 members that actually secured their VIP ticket, which is great because that gives us the tranquility that at least we have 12 members for each of our upcoming events secure, and we don't have to start from zero, right? So those are good things. And the last but not least, there is another system that we incorporated through the designer that is, I forgot the name right now, but they actually post and automatically goes to all of the social media platforms.
Nice.
So it's time saving. That I don't have the name, but I just have a good start in marketing this year. And I think she's doing a great job when it comes to communications.
Nice. And just for all of you speakers, if you want to do a recap, of what you're sharing, and maybe we can send that out to everybody, all the attendees, right? Because any value we can share, if you'd like to, you can send that to me and I will get that to Beato, to the right people who can get that out to everybody who's on this call, to all the members. Christy, you have your hand up. Thank you, Elena and Deanna. Thank you. Christy.
Yes. So I just want to take a moment and give a shout out to one of our newest networks. Debbie Martin with Sumter Crossing is doing absolutely freaking amazing with her events. She is really getting out there. She is making sure that people know that the Women's Council of Realtors is present. I was at in the Villages for a BNI meeting this morning, and they were just raving about Debbie and the WCR team down there. So great job. I think you're doing amazing, and we see you. So great job. Keep it up.
That's great. Thank you so much. All right. So we're coming to the end, but I do want to get some advice from each of you. What advice would you give to a new events or membership director? Because part of this session is to inspire some of the members for going forward in 2027. We know elections are coming up. So I'm hoping we've inspired some members to step forward. So who would like to share with advice would you give them? Who wants to go first? Oh,
I
go
see.
ahead, Christy. Oh,
I would just say, don't forget to ask for help. You can reach out to me anytime you want. I have lots of great ideas that I can't implement here or do all the time. So if you ever need anything, just please reach out to everybody. You're not alone. Someone just put that there and it made me want to read it, Kishana. But you have a great team behind you and you're never alone, and everybody's here to help each other. This is not about competition. This is collaboration, and we want to lift each other up. That's what we are here for.
thank you.
And I'd like to say something. Don't be afraid to go to other networks stuff. They want you there. And it's so, and I take as much as I can, I take my whole board because they're kind of new in it. We're all new. They're all new. So when I take them to other boards, to their events, and we walk in and we're recognized, I can't tell you how much their chest just swells with pride. And it just makes them want to do better. So I do that with as many as I can, as often as I can get them together. And our coffee, we call it Spill the Tea about all things real estate. And last month we had 20 people. It was incredible. And we had some incredible discussions. And I made sure that I went around and sat with every single newbie, every single one of them. And then I made sure that all my board members talked to every single newbie before we left. And we got 3 members. 3 people are coming on board out of that. So don't be afraid. And your events are going to be small when you start, but it's okay, because then those people are going to go out and tell other people. And then as you have more events, you'll get more people. So don't be afraid. You're not a failure. It's a work in progress.
Great advice. What network are you from, Debbie?
I'm with Sumter Crossing.
Okay, thank you so much. And I see Sherry, you have your hand up, and then I'll go to Carrie Ann.
Yes, I just wanted to thank everybody for all the great information. As I said in my previous post in the chat, another member and I are trying to start a new network in Hernando and West Pasco. Our boards are combining. So I'm just here to make friends and get contacts and emails, because we just kind of need to know where to go. And Debbie was nice enough to send me a message too, so I'll be reaching out to her. So we just want any assistance or knowledge, and I appreciate all your guys' time. Thanks.
Oh, thank you. Carrie Ann?
My advice, being of a perfectionist mindset, I think you want everything to go well at your events, but they're just not always going to. And so if you're familiar with the let them theory that's been going out there, just to kind of keep that in mind as your events are actually happening. You have weeks and weeks and months of planning, and you get all your hopes up for all these things. And sometimes the day of, it just doesn't execute the way you thought, or one person makes a comment on something that you worked really hard for, and just that to focus more on the overall positive instead of the 1 or 2 small negatives.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you so much. Diana, would you like to give some advice? You're muted.
No, I think we just learned here a lot from each other. I think as a president, this is a year that has been for me a big challenge, but I feel that I have grown in so many aspects. I definitely think that I cannot do anything without my board. My board is amazing. And also the project teams, the people that we choose to be help underneath. That's another thing that we did this year. We gathered close to 25 people that are members of the, I mean, in the team members. And by doing so, we guarantee the membership will grow because these people are in leadership, so they must become a member. So that was one of the reasons why we were able to to grow that in that area, which is great. Yeah, I think we have more than half of the year ahead of us, and it's just positive things for everybody. I want you guys to know that Naples on the Gulf is here to support each other, and everything that you guys need from us, we're just a call away. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And who else? Dee Dee, do you want to say any closing comments? If you,
Yes, thank you,
yeah.
Renee. Just listening to all of this, a few things came to mind, and there's a famous saying in a movie. It was about baseball, and they said, "If you build it, they will come." Right? If you build it, they will come. It's inevitable over time and through growth that members and people will come to your events, but it's how you build it. And the thing that I feel blessed from my journey in Women's Council is President Natalie Derrick, President Denise. I've come from great leaders. And when you turn to those leaders and you see how it is built and you follow that building structure, you're only going to have success. It starts with a clear vision. If you don't have the vision, if you don't know what's going on, how do you expect anyone else to understand or show up? So it starts from the top down. So having that clear vision, knowing that people want to be seen and they need value. So building those things first and having that strong foundation wherever you are in the state, knowing that you have the state support, the national support, they will come. All of those tools that you just spoke about, they're all out there. We know they exist. The Zephies, the constant contacts, the emails, the WhatsApps, all of that. Pick the ones that work for you, but start off with the importance of what is your vision, and make sure that it is not your way, but it is the board's way. I do not do anything without the support and the buy-in of my board. And if I can lay out a vision and have my board go, yes, I believe in that, that's when the energy gets exciting. That's when people believe in the mission. And then the people show up. It's inevitable if you start with that strong foundation. So turn to the people in the state that you know that may be doing well. If you are struggling, turn to people who can assist you. I had a phone call today with someone in the state, and I was just sharing some ideas on how you can begin those grassroots and get them to really stick. Because once you understand that, growth is inevitable.
Thank you for sharing, Dee Dee. Well, as we wrap up, I just wanted to thank all of our speakers. Let me just make sure: Christy Casey, Wanda Jackson, Dee Dee Snyder, Carrie-Ann Deanna Villarreal, our executive board line, Kishana Guzman, and my vice chair, Alexis Bolin and Beata. And thank you guys, because this is collaborating, coming together. I hope everybody is walking away with at least one or two ideas that you can bring back to your network and implement right away. Right? We heard some really great themes today about following up, creating value, and focusing on the member experience. So this was great. And if you're currently serving, thank you for your leadership. And if you're considering stepping into a membership or events director role in the future, we encourage you to do so. You can see that everybody is open and here to support each other. These roles really make an impact on, in each of our local networks. So thank you for being here, and we appreciate you. And I hope that all of you will join us in our education events going forward. Alexis, would you like to say anything, my vice chair? We have some great events up all year, coming forward all year online and also in August. Alexis, any parting words from you? Maybe not.
Well,
okay.
no, I would just simply say that Renee has worked awfully hard to bring great education this year. I'm back behind pushing, and we've got some fabulous upcoming events that we want you to be a part of. We're also using our strategic partners on these panels and things. So I'd suggest you do that at a local level too, because the ones that she's contacted are just thrilled to death to be asked. I want to thank our state line for being on. I want to thank Beata and Kishana for taking time to join us and share their information today, and thank all of you for freely sharing. I think that this was good for everybody. And if you think so, I think you need to spread the word to the rest of your cohorts throughout the state and let them know they missed a good meeting. Maybe we shouldn't share with them. But any rate, and we're here to bring what you asked us for. You asked for this, we gave it to you. You participated, and I'm just thrilled to be a part of it.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great day. Thank you.
Great job, guys.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Great job.
Thank you.